But moving on, winners and losers. Let's start with the winners while you're looking at yours. I got Kirk Cousins. He had 509 passing yards. I talked about him last Friday. 4 touchdown passes. I'm not even going to talk about the interception he had because that game was a great game out of him. You look at 509 passing yards. That's elite type of numbers. He led the Falcons to a big win over the Bucs Thursday Night Football. Number 2, I had Caleb Williams and the DJ Moore connection. We just talked about it. These guys are starting to click these last few games and had an amazing game versus the Panthers. Moore at 105 yards and 2 touchdowns from Williams, who is starting to show a lot of flashes. Caleb Williams starting to arrive. Bengals versus Ravens. I put Bengals versus Ravens as a winner of the week. I said this is game of the year candidate. Joe Burrow with 5 touchdowns, Lamar with 4, Jamar Chase with 193 yards and 2 touchdowns, Derrick Henry with a touchdown and the game-sealing run in OT of 51 yards, Zay Flowers 111 receiving yards, and plus Mark Andrews finally got the ball, still no touchdown. But still, this is a great football game. I put both of them in the winners of the week, even though the Bengals lost. Number 4, I talked about it a little bit. I put Joe Flacco. Even though he lost, I called him all reliable. Even in the loss, he put up massive numbers against the Jaguars. 33 of 44 with 359 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He averaged 8.2 yards a throw. I don't know how he does it, but even in losses, teams can't stop him. I put Anthony Richardson better learn to be consistent when he comes back because Joe Flacco is putting up way better numbers than he has this year. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I need to see more from Richardson. I think he's going to put a lot of pressure on him. It might propel him to be better than what he has. And then number 5, I talked about it a little bit as well. I put Juju Smith-Schuster last night. No touchdowns and probably had one of the best games of his career on Monday Night Football. 7 wrecks for 130 yards. He has my permission to hit the Corvette one more time in his NFL career in Kansas City. An honorable mention just because I put Jaguars winning a football game. Lawrence looked awesome. And the Cards being the Niners. Let's go to your winner.
My first winner of the week, I got one of yours, is Juju Smith-Schuster. What a week for Juju. It says Juju / Kareem Hunt. How about just tapping back into 2017? Juju and Kareem Hunt are just solid again. Kareem Hunt getting another chance in Kansas City. He actually did pretty good. 20 carries for 101 yards or something like that. He had a very, very good game, as well as Juju with 130 yards. Great game from those Chiefs standpoint. Jaden Daniels again is just such a stud, and he led his team in passing and rushing yards. Again, he had 82 rushing yards, and he obviously had 250 passing yards and a touchdown. The dude is just a stud, and they're 4-1. This team is just looking like contenders. Him and Terry McLaurin are clicking. Scary Terry had 112 yards. This Commanders team, I'll tell you what, it's special. I'm a pretty big fan. Then I go on to Bo Nix. Won 3 straight. Excuse me. He's won 3 straight games here, and he's looked pretty solid using his weapons. And they did beat a bad Raiders team, but I think Bo Nix has looked pretty solid so far. And then I have Tank Bigsby. This guy is good. He had a great game, 13 carries for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is the running back 1 right now in Jacksonville, and he has looked just amazing so far in Jacksonville. I'm very happy to see someone succeed in Jacksonville. I was going to write Trevor Lawrence's name down here, but I didn't. I'm going to put Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, just an amazing game, almost threw for 400 yards. They almost won that game, but Evan McPherson missed a field goal. So I think this is a pretty big win in retrospect for the Bengals, because they know that, okay, we can win games. We can beat good teams. The Ravens are a damn good team, and they can beat those good teams. You want to start with your winners, with your losers?
I just find it funny. It's 2024 and Juju Smith-Schuster's on both of our winners lists. How about it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Losers, I talked about a lot of them. Wait, were you going to say something? Don't want to cut you off.
I don't know. Do you want me to go losers, or do you want to hit losers first?
I guess I'll go since you just did your winners. Sure. I talked about all of these during our NFL spiels or game spiels, so you're going to hear a lot of recaps. I put the New York Jets as my number 1 loser.
Yeah.
They just fired Robert Saleh. They escorted him out of his office by their security, which I think is wild. Aaron Rodgers, I fear, has broke this franchise and honestly hasn't been performing well. I put Peyton Manning and Tom Brady late in their careers, never had a coach fired while there. We all know whatever Rodgers wants, their owner is going to give. They also have a 2-3 record. Jets are always going to jet, as I always like to say. Number 2, I put George Pickens. We just talked about him. The whole always effing open. Okay, 3 recs, 7 targets, 26 yards. This load management thing, I fear, isn't even true. For someone that is always effing open, like I put, he didn't show it against the Cowboys on national TV. I want to see it change. I hate putting him here as a Steelers fan, but like that was a bad game. Number 3, the Cleveland Browns. Yes, the Bengals are also 1-4, but they have at least shown stuff in their football games. The Browns just flat out stink and are stuck with Deshaun Watson. Kevin Stefanski, and I put AKA Mr. Coach of the Year. And if you want to rewind in this previous episode, you can go to my rant about him. AKA Mr. Coach of the Year won't make a QB change when that is the problem. No one else is the problem on this team. It's Deshaun Watson. I put free Jameis Winston ASAP. Number 4. Also, I talked about all these things. Number 4, Josh Allen. Probably one of the worst games for him we have seen this so far in his career. 9 of 30, 131 yards and a touchdown. I think the MVP talks are going to start to cool down after this one. 3-0 to 3-2 within 2 weeks. I think he needs to start playing better. This was a bad game for Josh Allen, but I think he's going to wake up. And number 5, sticking with the Bills, the clock management. They went for passing plays in your own territory, like in the final minute. That was just plain stupid. They had to punt it and just giving the Texans the opportunity to hit the game-winning field goal. And then honorable mention, just for fun, I put the San Francisco 49ers in the second half. They allowed 14 unanswered all second half to the Cardinals. They lose 24-23. A Super Bowl favorite is now 2-3 early to start the season. So those are my losers of the week.
All right. My first loser of the week, Justin Fields. His job might be gone. And not that he had a bad game or anything, but dude, your job is cooked. Okay. I got a few guys whose jobs might be cooked. Well, one other guy, Jacoby Brissett. His job is cooked now. They said they're going to go with Drake May. Brissett, just 10 points. He's just bad. He sucks. And the Patriots need to change. They're going to go with Drake May. So I think that's a solid change for them. And it's about damn time. Josh Allen as a loser of the week. He had a pretty bad game. And this is a guy who I have as the MVP. And he just didn't look like that against Texans. And the decision making that they had on their own goal line was just flat out horrible. Flat out horrible. They lost the game because of that. Another loser of the week, I got Aaron Rodgers. Terrible. Might have had one of the worst quarterbacking games of the week. And not everyone saw it because it was in London. If he replicated those stats in a primetime game, he would be cooked. People would be coming for his head all week. Last loser of the week. Come on. We all know who I got to go with here every week. My guy. My favorite loser of the week. The biggest loser in the National Football League. Deshaun Watson. I love your downfall. I love it every week. You're a loser of the week every week, and it makes me so happy. I love doing this segment because I get to talk about how much I hate you, how much you suck. Your QBR was 8.5. Not even me being biased. You are horrible, and you should be a backup quarterback. You should be in the XFL. Hell, you should be in the FCS. Hell, you should be playing whippy old football. You should be playing single A football down at like Marion Center. You suck. You're horrible. You should be running a power I offense because you can't throw the ball. You have the decision making of an infant child. And Deshaun Watson, you just suck. I hate you. I hate your guts. I hate when you get glazed, and I love your downfall. I'm serious. It's one of my favorite things in life is preying on your downfall. I wake up every day. The first thing I do is prey on your downfall. I go to sleep. The first thing I dream about is your downfall. When I wake up in the middle of the night, I can fall back asleep with peace because I know how much you suck. So I just love seeing your downfall, Deshaun Watson. You are my loser of the week, and you are the biggest contender for loser of the year because in general, you are just a loser in life. And you got another case on your hands that just happened like 2 days ago. He got another accusation. So what a loser. Losers of the week.
Love it. Easy loser of the week. I just put the whole team in general because their coach won't make the change. It's just it's such a dumb situation. Free Jameis Winston.
Start Jameis.
Free Jameis Winston. Either start him or let him go somewhere else. He deserves better, in my opinion, what he's been given with the Cleveland Browns.